In this video, we opened 100,000 elite clues. Sadly, YouTube took it down due to copyright, but because I really loved this video, I decided to remaster the video and change the audio that was copyrighted. Enjoy. Oh my god! And an ice tie right after! Alright, you might be wondering, why is this idiot spam clicking his clues without using rerolls? Well, for that, we gotta go back.
You'll be able to get your hands on the fractured pieces of the legendary Staff of Armadyl as RuneScape's first Tier 95 weapon.
Look at it! Look at it! All those 5k hits are all auto attacks.
This Staff of Armadyl is so ungodly powerful right now.
I do personally feel that the Staff of Armadyl went too far.
Balance changes to the Fractured Staff of Armadyl.
The Fractured Staff of Armadyl Rebalance Beta is finally here.
The Fractured Staff of Armadyl has been the most powerful item in the game ever since its release in 2021. Ever since then, people have speculated the possibility of a nerf to this weapon, and recently, Jagex had announced that the staff would finally be rebalanced. However, instead of releasing the proposed changes directly into the game with an update, they decided to host some beta servers that would allow the players to test the changes ahead of its release. We really don't see beta servers like this very often, but as soon as it was announced, I started preparing for this exact video. You see, in the past betas, you were able to play on those beta servers with your real account from the main game. The progress would never be saved, but you could re-import your save file from the main game to the beta servers at any time. It was very likely that the Fractured Staff of Armadyl beta servers would also work in this exact same way. So in theory, you would be able to load into the beta servers, open a bunch of clue caskets that you saved up, reload your save file and just do it again, just to see what type of loot you can get in those clue scrolls. Obviously, because it's a beta server and it's all temporary, you wouldn't actually be able to keep any of this loot, but it would still be pretty fun just to see how lucky you can get in a certain amount of clues. With all of this in mind, I put together a plan. I wanted to open a total of 100,000 elite clues on the beta servers and document the loot I would get. But to do that, we are going to need to collect and solve some clues.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk?
I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk on my hump, 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 my lovely little lumps. Check it out. I got these fuckers crazy. I do it on the daily. They treat me really nicely. They buy me all these ices. Dolce and Gabbana, Fendi and Adana. Karen, they be sharing all their money. Got me wearing black. Remember I ain't asking. They say they love my ass. And they said the jeans.
Alright, here we are. We got quite a decent amount of clues done actually, let's have a look. We did a total of 1,351 elites. That's not bad. We are kind of running out of time, so this is kind of where we're going to be ending it. But luckily I do think we should have plenty to be able to hit our goal on the beta servers once they roll around. Now all we can do is wait and actually hope that we can import our save files like we could in previous betas. Otherwise, this whole thing might be ruined. I am fairly new to making RuneScape videos, so you are probably not subscribed. In fact, only 8% of people watching these videos are subscribed so far. I'm pretty sure that's because I'm a new channel, so if you want to support high quality RuneScape videos like this, then please do subscribe and like this video. Alright, looks like it's finally time. I just heard that the beta servers are live, so it's the moment of truth. I guess we'll see if we can actually do this. Just give me a minute as I hop to the beta servers real quick. Look at that, we can actually import our save file. It looks like we'll be opening some clues. Oh god. There's a 1 hour cooldown? That's not ideal. I did not think about that. The 1 hour cooldown. I completely forgot this was also a thing in other betas in the past, but this means we can only import our save file once before we have to wait an entire hour before we can do it again. This definitely throws a bit of a wrench into my plan, as it's going to be quite a bit more tricky to actually get to 100,000 clue openings. Nevertheless, the goal hasn't changed, and luckily the beta servers are going to be active for a couple weeks, so it should still be doable to achieve 100,000 before the beta servers go offline. Considering we've solved 1,351 clues, we're gonna have to open them a total of 75 times. Let's get started.
Like, you know, it hit a brick wall kind of thing, you get me?
I praise the Lord, and break the law. I take what's mine and take some more. It rains, it pours, it rains, it pours. I came, I saw, I praise the Lord, and break the law. I take what's mine and take some more. It rains, it pours, it rains, it pours.
That's it. That's the 75th time that I've opened all these clues. So that means we did over 100,000. We finished just in time too, because there's only one more day until these test servers are being removed. It's time to talk about the loot. I recorded every single opening and kept track of all the loot we've been getting throughout. We are going to be taking a close look at all the loot we've gotten on the beta servers, but after that we're also going to be opening those exact same clues on the main game, and then we can compare the real opening to some of the best and worst case scenarios. In theory, we should be getting slightly better loot when we open them for real, because we will be using rerolls instead of just spam clicking through all the elite caskets. Before we get to the mega rare rewards and the rewards that broadcast, let's talk about the common loot first. I'm specifically talking about all the random items you get from clues, including all the items that give you fortunate components. On average, the common loot for the 1,351 elite clues turned out to be 955 million GP. This is of course excluding all dice and other broadcast items, so it is nice to know that when I open my clues for real, I will be at least getting around 1 billion GP worth of value. But when we look at the total of 100,000 clues, we actually generated 71 billion GP just in common loot and fortunates. Notably, we gained a total of 41,000 fortunate components, which could be made into over 800 alchemical hydrix or onyx gems. We also got 21,000 master clues, and some of the other supplies added up to absolutely insane numbers. Now it's time for the exciting part, the broadcast items. I've kept track of all the mega rare and broadcast items I got throughout the clue openings. So let's have a look at some of the best and worst case scenarios I've had over opening all these clues so many times. Let's start with the worst case scenario. Over 1,351 clues we got. That's right. The worst opening ended up in us not getting a single clue broadcast item. In fact, out of the 75 openings, 4 of them resulted in not a single broadcast at all. We'll have to brace ourselves for this being a possibility when we actually open our clues in the main game, but luckily, if we go by these rates, there's only about a 5% chance of this actually happening. Now, let's talk about some of the best openings. Out of all the openings, my favorite one was the one where I was able to complete a die set in my collection log, by getting at least one of each dice. I didn't end up getting a Shadow or Barrows die in this particular opening, but I already had those on the log, so it was pretty nice to be able to take a screenshot of this log at the end. Another great opening was one where I was able to get 2 separate blood dice in a single opening, which allowed me to try out the Blood Dyed Lang set, which simply just looks fantastic. But enough about these separate openings, let's take a look at the totals. Over 100,000 clues, I was able to obtain 74 Barrows dice, 48 Shadow dice, 46 Ice dice, 6 Third Age dice, 5 Blood dice, 36 Backstab capes, 12 Effigy capes, and 21 Third Age pieces. Here you can see which Third Age druidic items I got, and as you can see I did get all of them at some point. So in these 100,000 clues we would have gotten the Golden Elite clue title as well. If we average it out, then on average we got 3.3 broadcasts per opening, so that's kind of what we can expect when we do our real opening later in the video. When I started this, my clue collection log was looking pretty good. In fact, I only needed 2 separate dragon masks, as well as 1 third age piece. It could be any third age piece, but if I got it, I would be able to get the clue log title. And out of our 75 openings, we were able to get that title 8 separate times. Now, before we jump into the final part where you open our clues in the main game, I do want to share with you my favorite part of this whole experience. Because I did so many openings and I got so many clues, even though I wasn't able to keep them, I was able to test pretty much every single dyed armor piece and weapon, so let's have a look at some of those. Okay, here we are, finally. The beta servers have been completed, we've done our loot breakdown, and now it's time to open our clues for real, one last time. The 76th time, and the only one time that actually counts. So, one final look at the clue log we're starting off with. All we are missing for the base clue title is the Frost Dragon Mask and the Bronze Dragon Mask. Once we get those, we also will need any one of the third age items. If you're not aware, the base title, you only need 1 separate die and 1 of the third age items. I got the inventory set up so I can kind of see how many of the most useful supplies I'll be getting. These teleport scrolls are great on irons because they're used to open more clues. Same goes for the meerkats and these reroll type tickets. And then of course potions are always great. These are all used in PVM and in making of Elder Overload Salve type things. And then these other supplies are great for either invention components or just experience. This is something I haven't done on the beta servers, rerolling clues. These meerkats really are going to be great for when we do more clues at some point later. These are super hard to get by on irons, so it's nice to stock up on them finally, because I have been doing most of these clues without meerkats. I really need to fight the urge to just spam click like I have been doing. Oh, there we go. We're about a bit over 200 clues in, and that's the first thing that's anything really. It's a little bit of log progress. No real broadcasts yet, so we'll see how things continue. Oh, that wasn't that much later. That's the second mask. So yeah, we're pretty much done with the log, excluding third age. So if we do get lucky and we get that, then that will also mean we get the title, which could be nice, I guess. Not that I would use it, I think, but it would be nice to get. That being said, of course, we were after those broadcasts, preferably some dice to put on some of my weapons. So we'll see if we can get some of those. We got about 1100 caskets left to go, so we have a decent shot at them. Oh my, okay, finally, we got something. It's a nice die. It's literally my least favorite die out of all of them, and I thought it might have been a third age when I saw it. But it's okay, we take it. We'll see what I'll do with it, but maybe I'll have to go through all those clips again and see which weapon I liked it on the most and then put it on there. But yeah, let's continue. There's 600 more. There's still a reasonably good chance that we get some more. But at least we got something. Pretty happy with that. Let's go. And that's where we're gonna have to end it. Even though we did get that one ice die, quite happy at least I got that, but on average, in the 100,000 out of the 75 openings we did, we averaged like 3.3 broadcasts. We only got 1 here. We got a lot of master clues, so that's good. Kinda sad to see that the real opening is one of the worst ones. We are making an iced FSOA, and there we go. That does look decent. It's in my opinion, the only good looking ice dyed weapon, so glad we got that at least. Hopefully, if I ever get back to clues, a bit more luck, but knowing that I only got a single broadcast in 2,300 almost, probably not gonna be back for a while. And so our journey comes to an end the same way it began, with the Fractured Staff of Armadyl. If you want to support high quality and high production value RuneScape content just like this, then there's a couple ways you can do that. Most simply, you can subscribe and like the videos. As I mentioned earlier, only 8% of people are actually subscribed, because I still am a fairly new channel. And for those who want to go the extra mile, you can go ahead and become a member on YouTube or become a Twitch subscriber. Huge shout out to all of you guys, and I will be live streaming as this video goes up, so make sure to stop by if you're interested in that.